Teachers, our today's hints and tips on the lesson index notation is on index. Teachers, it is important to tell the students what index is all about. If the students don't understand the meaning of the word index during the lesson, at your own time you can explain what index is. Let us look at what index is. What is index? Index is a numerical symbol representing the power to which a base is to be raised. Index is used in algebraic shorthand. Example: the small 4 is called the index. The 3 is the base. With that, we move on to our today's lesson.
Hello, receiving students and 70s. Thank you. Take your seat. Now, 70s and receiving students, before we go into our today's lesson, let us recap what we have learned in our previous lesson by doing this short exercise, which is on the screen. Receiving students in 70s, our recapping exercise. I would like you to expand the bracket. Expand the bracket from the given expression there. There is an expression given there. I would like you to expand the bracket. You have 2 minutes to do that. Recapping activity, receiving students and 70s. Receiving students and 70s, 1 minute up. We have last minute remaining. Okay, let's have some students to write the answers on the board. Receiving teacher, you can appoint someone to go to the front and write the answer to the expression given. From the model class, we will have, okay, let's have Daisy. Daisy? It's okay. Thank you, Daisy. Now, receiving students in 70s. Receiving students, I know you have written your answers also on the board. Let's correct the answer which have been given by the model class which is on the board. Now receiving students in 7 is, let us look at the answer. Our friend Daisy has given the answer. Her final answer is 6A plus 24B. Receiving students in 7 is, do you agree with the answer?
Yes.
Okay, the answer is correct. Now receiving students in 7 is, one important thing, when you are expanding brackets, whatever number that is outside the bracket, you multiply it with whatever numbers or pronominal that is inside the bracket. That's how you expand the bracket. With that, we will move on to our today's lesson on index notation. Now, students, what is index notation? Have you come across to this word index notation in one of the, probably in grade 6? Or you have come across through reading books or through dictionaries? Okay, good. Some are saying yes. Now, receiving students in 7 is, index notation is a shorthand way of writing repeated multiplication. That's the definition of index notation. A shorthand way of writing a repeated multiplication. Now let us look at an example of how we can express numbers in index notation. Now students, on the screen, I have an example which is given on the screen. Example number 1 states that write the following using index notation. In other words, we will try to express those repeated multiplication or numbers which have been repeatedly multiplied in index notation. Now students, how do we express those numbers which are repeatedly multiplied in index notation? Now let us look at the example which I have on the screen. Example A. What number are we repeatedly multiplying? 5. 5 has been repeatedly multiplied. Now, how can we express this in index notation? Remember, index notation is a shorthand way of writing repeated multiplication. Now, the number that has been repeatedly multiplied is what? 5. In index notation, the number that is been repeatedly multiplied becomes the base of the expression. It becomes the base.